Fade Guam, welcome to another episode of In the Mix. I'm Jonah Charfris. Thanks so much for tuning in. Got a great show lined up for you this evening. Coming up, we tell you about a beer garden that you can check out over at the Cafe Kitchen located in the Hyatt Regency Guam. A little bit later in KOM Connections, we get you into the Halloween spirit with a TV special coming to CBS TV 11 featuring some of our favorite Michael Jackson tunes. We also have details to the 8th annual Halloween Sunday Showcase taking place this Sunday, and we'll close out with music from Nick and Nick when they performed on Live Local Fridays on Guam's favorite I-84. But first, I want to introduce you to Logan Ireland. She's an Army veteran, having served in the military for 12 years. She's an advocate for transgender rights, and she's also a public speaker for organizations like Sparta and Transmilitary. Now, recently, her and her husband Logan, who currently serves in the U.S. Air Force, appeared in People magazine and The Ellen Show, sharing their experiences of what it's like to be transgender and in the military. Now, I had an opportunity to sit down with her via Skype, and what many people don't know is that she has Guam ties. Her grandmother, Betty Duenas, from Sinahanya and Tamuning. Here's more. In 2015, Transgender at War and in Love was released as part of the New York Times editorial series Transgender Today. The 12-minute opinion documentary was directed by Fiona Dawson. Dawson is part of Transmilitary, which creates visual media for transgender service members and veterans to be seen and heard. To date, it's one of the Times' most viewed online short films. The doc focuses on Logan Ireland and his then fiancee, Laila Villenueva. Ireland serves in the Air Force, and Villenueva had served 12 years in the Army, and both came out publicly as being transgender.
There was definitely a scare, you know. I think the fear of, I'm going to go to work tomorrow and I'm going to get discharged, because now they really know what's going on. It's really out there.
But they were welcomed with open arms from the community, which afforded them the opportunity to meet then-President Barack Obama at the Pride reception that was held at the White House.
It was surreal at first. Like, it seemed like a dream. And then when we got to DC and we were able to walk the halls, it was a very humbling experience, because people like us only ever dream to do those things, to see the history that has been done to advance in equality and human rights. It was plastered all over the walls.
They're the first openly active duty dual military transgender couple to grace the halls of the White House.
A lot of the work that we do now actually is because of that. And so, again, sharing our stories is the most important thing to do. And I think if we have any power as a people, it is to share our own narratives.
In fact, a lot of what Laila does is travel all over for speaking engagements with universities, schools, nonprofit organizations, and groups about the trans-military movement, and opening up the floor for very candid conversations.
Death by PowerPoint is a thing. Like, we don't want to sit in a classroom and have to look at slide after slide after slide. It becomes boring. But when you open up the floor to have a very candid, open forum conversation with people who actually genuinely have questions and are trying to understand, I think when you connect with them one-on-one, there's a better chance of people saying, I didn't know about that, now I know.
In July of this year, President Donald Trump announced via Twitter that transgender individuals will not be allowed to serve in any capacity in the U.S. military. It's unjust legislation that Laila and Logan will continuously push back.
Trans people just want to serve. That's all they want to do. We've been serving for decades upon decades, next to our cisgender counterparts. They fill critical military roles like drill sergeants and infantry women and commanders and doctors and nurses and security forces, And so if you remove these service members from the ranks, it's disrupting the core mission, which is to defend and protect this country.
She believes that Trump didn't take into account what that meant.
Our job as service members and even veterans is not to speculate policy or to ridicule and judge the president and government officials. It's just to continue to do this job and to do it to the best of our ability and prove that we are here and we're not going anywhere.
Please welcome Laila and her husband, Staff Sergeant Logan. thank you so much for being here. And
while doing a photo shoot and interview for People magazine, Laila and Logan were invited on Ellen to speak about their experiences and shed some light on what it's like to be transgender and in the military.
It's been nothing short of amazing. We are very humbled in this even have had that experience and that opportunity to show and tell our story. We've been traveling to talk to organizations and schools and groups about our story and what our movement is. Rather, not a movement, but rather just humanizing what we are. Because people have this preconceived notion that this is how it is and this is not what it is, right? But really, you see me on the camera and we're the same. We are brown. You're wearing red lipstick. I'm wearing red lipstick. Like, it's all the same, right? We're people. And I think we just need to understand that we're just people just like anyone else.
If you would like to know more about what Laila does, head on over to spartapride.org.
There's a plethora of resources out there that are currently fighting alongside us, and we're currently fighting alongside them to help push this forward and to make our leaders in the government see that this is the wrong choice to be making, that it will be disrupting the very core values of what being an American is, and we have to protect that.
You can also view the Emmy-nominated op-doc film Transgender at War and in Love by Fiona Dawson by heading over to transmilitary.org/short. A big thank you to director Fiona Dawson for allowing us access to the documentary, and a bigger thank you to Laila for sharing her story. Make sure you check it out. We head on over to Hyatt Regency Guam when In the Mix continues.